everybody. Thank you for coming to the stream. This is Real Horror. This is a show where we talk about a horror movie of the week every weekday on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. And tonight we're talking about Frankenhooker. So I want to say hi to all the panelists and thank them for coming. Tommy, thanks for being here. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm having problems with my personality disorders, and I am here to take your souls, every last one of you. But other than that, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you for being here. Vinny, how's it going?
I'm just banging another Frankenhooker. This one's called She-Hulk. No, I'm doing all right. Looking forward to this. I'll tell you how. My interaction with Frankenhooker before I seen the movie.
All right.
Oh, did you want me to say now? I don't know.
No. It's good. I'm just messing with you. Chris, it's awesome to have you here. You haven't been here for a while.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, thanks for the invite, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
Get to talk about trauma films tonight. Woohoo!
Yep. And Drew, this is actually Drew's pick, and he hasn't been here for a while either, so it's nice to have you. I'm looking at his title. It's nice to have you here, Drew. How's it going?
Well, listen, I am not Bo-Katan. I am not Starbuck, but I am a short Asian man that carries a big stick, and I'm glad I am back here.
It's good to have you guys here.
Careful, bud.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Drew. Do you got any tacos at your place?
No, taco truck has been moved.
When you watched Frankenhooker, did you get a little lightheaded? You with all the blood, gushing to that one part of the body?
To his thumb.
All right, let's say hi to the people in the chat. Solo Wooden, thank you for being here.
Are you on right now? I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, Will. I can hear Will from the well.
I hope Will's still in the closet.
Yeah.
You better not hurt Precious. Oh.
That meme took off. Oh my god! Did that meme take off on Twitter yesterday? It was great.
Oh, Tommy, this one's for you. Solowan says, first, I want to be the first to say that, while this was a good movie, he strongly objects to the disgusting treatment that the guinea pig suffered in the name of science.
Well, in order to get to where we are, we had to go through some adversity, Solar Warden. So do not feel sad for those that have fallen before us. And God forbid if you read the comic book that my daughter is working on for the Guinea Pig Collective, you're probably going to be upset with that too.
Hey, Tommy, just remember, to get to diversity, you have to go through adversity.
So I always like to start off with favorite parts of the movie. So, Drew, since this movie was your pick, what's your favorite part of the movie?
Oh God, I like the just campiness of the whole thing. I mean, this was one of those movies that is just late 80s, early 90s. You got just it still had the camp of horror. And one of those things, that I liked about some of the older horror movies that we got to experience when we were younger was that they didn't take them so seriously. They were funny. People had a sense of humor. People didn't worry about offending, the next person along here. And there are so many good parts, like when they have to, he gets in trouble with the pimp. Everything, and then the just the whole premise of the thing. It's such a ridiculously goofy premise, of the whole movie. But there were so many scenes. Like I remember the one when she's on the table, the homage to original, like Bride of Frankenstein and stuff. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just so many good scenes in this movie, but I didn't have one that really stood out to me in particular. I just enjoyed it because it was really funny from beginning to end.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an enjoyable movie. I want to say hello to Christian, lovely Sherry, and Soul Assassin. I think I said hi to you, but thank you guys for coming.
I'm the messenger of God. You're doomed if you stay here.
Nice.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment, Drew. So, Chris, do you have a favorite part?
Well, I have a part that confused me at the very beginning.
Okay.
So, in the opening scenes, when we establish Elizabeth,
Right,
and was it Jeffrey? Was that the don't laugh? Well, so when Jeffrey is supposedly he's at the in-laws' house, okay, and he's at this barbecue, and he's basically they're it's his fiance's in-laws or whatever, and he's at a barbecue, and it was this weird comment there where they were talking about pretzels, and it confused the shit out of me because they're like, honey, you're fat, and all this, making fun of her for being dumpy and fat and stuff.
Yeah.
You should hold back on the pretzels. And I'm like, dude, if only this movie saw what 30 years of being the land whales that we have today. This chick is healthy weight. I'm like, I don't think this joke is landing.
Who knew that later on in life, fat-free pretzels would save us?
Pretzels are healthy compared to the shit that you see Leviathan shoving in their mouths now.
Well, they did a really good job at accentuating with the dress that they made her wear when she actually got that thing. Did you see how wide it made her ass look?
Yeah. She was definitely wearing a fat suit for her ass.
Oh
yeah, just the ass.
Yeah.
That was that one that was trying to go through the store doors on that motorized scooter.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
When you think about this for a second, I mean, think just how actually irreverent funny this was, because there wasn't any worry about what crowd is going to get offended. This was just, people just let it rip with the humor and the jokes, and that's what you want. I mean, that's good entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, especially at the end there with the Dylan Mulvaney scene.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help it. That's horrible.
Vinny, how about you? Did you have a favorite?
Oh, absolutely. When all the hookers stole his super crack and they started exploding. That was my favorite scene. I laughed so hard at that.
Yes.
He changed his mind. He didn't want them to do it, and then they all just stole it from him.
That scene was so funny. Yeah. That whole scene, that whole scene was so good.
Yeah, they're like, hey, what is this?
Yeah. Oh, she starts screaming. She's like, oh my God.
I actually want to get into that scene, but first I want to give Tommy a chance. Tommy, did you have a favorite scene?
Well, you know what? There was a lot of funny moments throughout this entire movie, like Drew was talking about, stuff that was just kind of slapstick humor. Some of it was just ridiculously geared towards not worrying about if it was offending somebody. But the very beginning of the movie did confuse the shit out of me for one aspect. I was getting a lot of messages and phone calls at the time, so I had to replay the beginning about 3 times to figure out how she was just a head sitting on a table. But that scene, I didn't catch that because every time time I went to watch it, somebody texted me or somebody called me.
You
So
missed
I
the
kept
brain.
missing. So I had to keep rewinding it. So when I finally did see that, I go, okay, all right, well, that makes sense now. We get to the head part. I like the part where he's actually sitting there talking to her as a head sitting on the table. And you know what? There was parallels to that in the voices where he's sitting there talking to heads. And I was like, that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I actually thought the same thing, and I actually thought of you during that scene. I was like, I bet you Tommy's gonna make a connection to voices with that scene. And Sola Wooden says, how about the mom listening to her son list all the emotional turmoil is going through, and then she's like, can I make you a sandwich?
No shit. Can we just get that clip and play it for these fucking, mental crazies now? I swear to God, I want to. Just put that on Twitter like every day.
Real quick. Hey, Decepticons Cave of Comics and Toys. Thanks for being here.
Hey.
Yeah, that scene. So there's two scenes I want to talk about, and Solowood, and that's actually one of them. Since he brings that up, I'll get right into that. I thought that part was hilarious because she's all like, I'm really concerned about you. I'm really concerned, like you're not getting out, this isn't healthy. And then he's like, well, I'm concerned too. I'm losing touch with reality. I don't know right from wrong. And he's like, he's basically listing all the things that
serial killer.
Yeah. And then she's like, how about a sandwich? Well, there's also some egg salad left. And it was just blew my mind. Demon Pig.
Can I possibly make you a soul sandwich?
Does that fillet of soul? Oh my gosh. It's just, I'm glad that we have shit like this to go back to, though, seriously, because, one of the things that gets lost about this movie is like the little Easter eggs and homages to classic horror in it. And also, they were being modern at the time for the time period, and that was cool because it wasn't like all this forced memberberry shit you see now. They just had nice little winks and nods to classic horror from, yesteryear, and that was great.
Yep.
So I got to ask you, what did you all think about the Sylvester Stallone lip twitch that she had throughout the movie?
Oh, I loved it.
That was great. It was a great touch.
Hey, I'm one of Zorro's girls. Want a party?
Oh yeah, I love it. She was spazzing out too. That was so good.
She did a great job in that role.
Oh, she really did.
Yeah. The scene with the when he's with all the hookers and they get into the drugs, that scene was so hilarious to me. Oh my God. Because they're like on top of them and they're doing drugs at the same time, and then a couple of girls like go over to the next bed over, and he's like, oh no, what are you doing? Your bodies weren't designed to do that.
Yeah.
I was dying. I was like, you could never make this today.
You know what I thought was really funny too is when she pulls in that first trick.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
And when she goes to jump on top and she's still got the check mark on her one cheek.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And his head, even though it exploded off of him, it's still talking.
Yep.
That was the greatest lay ever. Oh man. Or what about the how about the part when like Zorro gets sucked into the pimp gets sucked into the freezer, and then you see these like what I can only describe as like freaking body horror creations. Like we're talking like
Chimeras.
Cronenberg level of like monsters walking out. It's like an upside down booby torso with a mouth.
Well, wouldn't that be the definition of a chimera?
Mm-hmm.
Chimera.
Merge. Yeah, animal or human pieces. Yeah.
Yep.
It was so messed up though. It was like that one torso that's like talking and stuff, and I'm like, it looks like the singer from Return of the Jedi on Jabba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Sly Snoodles.
Yeah. The one that they redubbed the music and it didn't make any sense in the remake.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Trina, the actress that played the Elizabeth character, Patty Mullen. It's funny, she wasn't super well known, you know, or anything. And I think in her career, she only did a couple of horror movies, and this was one of them. I remember, had done they got her, I think, out of the world of, you know, she was a centerfold. She did, I think, an issue of Penthouse in '86, and that was where apparently, you know, they got her for to sign up to do like a low budget horror movie, but you know, she did really fucking good for not having any experience or anything. I mean, she played in this movie perfectly. You know, you would figure at the time that like some of the scream queens we had, like a Linnea Quigley or somebody like that, would have got a role like this. No, this woman knocked it out of the park. And she was funny. She just had great timing across the board.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Like I said, I got a chance to meet her before I ever saw the movie. I knew of it, like I heard the title. I'm like, I didn't know what the hell it was. I never saw it. And I had a friend of mine. Her brother was helping out the trauma booth at New York Comic Con, and he kept coming by. And he's like, "Oh, you got to come hang out." I'm like, "God, sure." Like, I need a minute though, because like you know you can't really leave your booth. So. I made some time. I went over there and he introduced me to her and I was chatting with her for a while. I had no idea who she was, but like she was a sweetheart, super, super nice. It was her and her daughter. And I gotta say, she has like a ton of charisma, like just naturally just a fun, nice person to talk to. So I was kind of surprised by that. And then watching the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, that was definitely her. I had no clue. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, I just looked her up on IMDb as Drew was talking about her. She literally only has 4 acting credits, and the first one was something called Doom Asylum, which I believe was another kind of horror movie. She was on one episode of The Equalizer before she got onto Frankenhooker, and she was a voice, so she did voiceover work for something called Strange Toys. That's it. That's all she's got. And she can pull that, like, she freaking knocked it out of the park with only 4, like, official films under her belt like that.
Well, you know, I mean, because this is one of the old school horror movies that a lot of people talk about as a cult classic. You know, this is one of those.
Mr. Skin.
I don't know about that. I don't know that. I'm playing dumb.
Oh yeah.
That lip twitch just so perfect.
That was so great.
Yeah, she was awesome. Hey Draven, welcome to the stream. We talked about our favorite parts. Do you have a favorite part of this movie?
My favorite part's when he has all the hookers in the room, and he's playing. He's like checking them, playing doctor, and then he puts the check mark on her ass, and gives them this. Well, they find the super crack by the end of it, and they all blow up.
Bat Bros Forever. That was my favorite scene too.
Yes.
So when the hookers were exploding doing the super crack.
Don't laugh. This super crack stuff is killing them.
I know, right?
We was like watching like a Morton Downey Jr. kind of parody show. And that's who he was talking to when he was making the super crack. Basically, they're like, crack is killing the black population and destroying hookers' lives. And he's like, don't laugh.
And then a lot of the scenes and sets and stuff for this are also used in Basket Case. So like the stairs with the guy like where you get your room at. That's in Basket Case because he goes to that exact spot and gets a room with him and his brother, which is
Zorro's Pimp Hotel.
Yeah, which is the weird little creature thing from Basket Case. And then the bar is also in Basket Case as well.
Oh,
nice.
Wow.
So
That's Lloyd, man. Lloyd's saving money, man. He's like, hey, you
Yeah.
guys finished with that set?
well, I think Troma acquired Frankenhooker. It didn't actually make it. I think it acquired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Interesting.
It feels like a trauma film, though.
Mhm.
So that's.
Yeah, it really does.
Have you guys ever seen Ferocious Female Freedom Fighters?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, but it
So
sounds great.
it was the very first trauma film that I saw. It was one of my friends was like, "Oh, if you like that, you're gonna love this." And he showed me like Toxic Avenger. Was it like Kabuki Cop or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, and I never got to see Frankenhooker because obviously the overt sexual stuff, like I couldn't see it as a kid.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Even though those other ones had boobs and everything too. But my parents somehow had their selective parenting on.
Yeah.
But Ferocious Female Freedom Fighters is probably like, so they like grabbed like some weird film, kind of like a wrong dub. They grabbed some Filipino female wrestling film, and then they just like dubbed it wrong, and their dub is hilarious. Like this, it follows the exploits of this girl who like she wants to be a professional wrestler to save her brother who's dying of like brain cancer. But in the Ferocious Female Freedom Fighters, the kid has something called dickosis, where his sperm vein is that leads from your testes out your dick is actually going into his brain. So every time he gets horny, he needs to like jerk off or his brain will explode.
Oh god.
So like during the movie, they're like, "There's too many hot chicks wrestling," and the kid's holding his head, going, "Ah!"
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Oh, dude.
Filipinos, you say?
Oh,
Oh, that's
cool.
great.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
Squibs. Thanks for being here.
Hey.
Yeah, see,
Oh, look at that.
there's a lot of shirts and merch and everything for this. This
Mhm.
is like,
Yeah, that's
How about
fantastic.
that? How about this one? How about this?
Well, and she always does that Sly Stallone thing with her mouth whenever she takes photos. Because when I was there, I didn't understand what the hell she was. I'm like, why does she keep doing that for? Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. And it's like, oh, that's what she does in the movie.
Yeah. They all got branded with the big Z for Zorro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hold on, how come her hair turned purple? Because I was like, wait, who is this? Like, because she was blonde. Dude, that guy could not act. That was so hilarious. Like they're like, we need this like jacked bodybuilder pimp guy. Okay. And then he's like, oh no, Prometheus.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know why her hair turned color. Something to do with the electricity, I guess.
Probably because of it.
Too much Aquanet.
Probably because of it being in that stuff or whatever. 'Cause that
Oh,
was
yeah,
perfect.
you're
that
right.
tank solution was all purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, estrogen.
Well, it looks like Ric Flair banged her.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Space
Yeah.
Mountain.
That explained a lot.
Yeah, that's where she got the lips from.
Yeah.
John Fudd.
Yeah, she was in a thing back with Jim Crockett with him.
Yeah.
Oh damn! So she was
Yeah,
in pro wrestling.
Yeah, I won't play the full thing, but he was just so she was there with him during one of his
That's
promos.
awesome,
Yeah. Which is fantastic.
dude. That is awesome. So she's got like a piece of wrestling history with her.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say so. This was 34 years ago.
Oh my god, I'm old.
I know, right?
I thought the same thing when I saw this.
Well, she looks beautiful without the Frankenhooker.
Oh
makeup.
yeah,
Wow.
dude! I told you when I met her, she didn't have the wig on or nothing. Because usually when she does her signings, they say that she has some kind of she does at least the purple wig and I think in the purple dress. But when I saw her, she was in regular clothes and it was she just had a regular blonde hair.
Yeah, that's why I was like so confused when they were like making fun of like the mother was like don't eat any more of those pretzels because you're fat and everything, and I'm like, this chick's like a dime. Who are you talking to? It's like the who was that character in that one 90s rom-com where she like takes her glasses off and she's suddenly beautiful. It's like, dude, even with her glasses, she was like.
But wasn't that Drew Barrymore?
No, it was she had short brown hair.
Oh, Rachel Lee
She's all
Cook.
that.
Yeah.
Rachel
Yeah,
Lee
yeah.
Cook.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
all that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of which.
But I remember this movie as like a kid, and like growing up, the only thing that stood out to me, like that I could remember until I seen it again, was the freak lawnmower accident in the beginning.
Yes,
And you're just getting killed. Getting killed by the lawnmower in the beginning, and that's like the main thing that I remember from the movie as a kid.
And that's why Draven never wanted to cut the grass.
Because like when you're younger, you see stuff and you don't really know what the names of the stuff is. So you like mention it to your friends, and you're like, yeah, that movie where the lady dies in a freak lawnmower accident. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
He clearly wanted to delete herself because I mean, clearly the friend, what is it, Jeffrey there was not in love with this woman for her brilliance, because she's like, look, I have the remote, beep boop beep. It moves like all of about 2 miles an hour, and he's like, don't stand in front of it, don't stand. It's like, if you can say that many times and you're within like perhaps.
Chris, I hope to God you're not trying to put logic to this movie.
No, it's too loud. There is a moral, and it's basically like looks aren't everything kind of thing.
Yeah. What was the movie where it was like a Baldwin or somebody was standing in front of a damn one of the rollers for a cement?
Yeah, that was
he's like, no!
Yeah, that was Austin
going
Powers.
like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, Austin Powers.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like that Austin Powers cat, because it was like, you had more than enough time. There was a dude literally standing right next to you that was totally fine, and you got like a bucket of blood thrown at him.
Here's another quick parallel. I don't know if you caught this one too, but Jeffrey early on with all the gadgets kind of reminded me a little bit of the father from Gremlins.
Oh, Peltzer
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Hell yeah.
And he gives himself a lobotomy.
Yeah, I always like
every now and
I think they make a reference. I think that might be a reference to Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you recall, Venkman would give Egon Spengler a bunch of shit. And he's like, hey, I'm not the one that tried to drill a hole through my head. And he's like, I would have succeeded if you didn't stop me.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Maybe, yeah.
It's been forever since I've seen those movies.
Same.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like,
it's more comedy than anything else, but I mean, it can still work.
Yeah, that was the thing about the original Ghostbusters, was it wasn't filmed like a comedy. It was filmed like a horror movie. The actors are what made it funny.
Yep.
But Troma, on the other hand,
I still can't believe Eddie Murphy, like, he was supposed to be Winston, and the role was way bigger.
well, and Belushi was supposed to be Ray, I think, or Peter. No, I think it's supposed to be Peter.
I think Peter, yeah.
Boy, that would have been a totally different movie.
Yeah,
Oh, totally.
Yeah. They cut out a bunch of parts too, where there's a scene where Aykroyd and Bill Murray are dressed up as these homeless guys that are supposed to be the homeless guys from one of Aykroyd's other movies, which was what was it, the Trading Places one with Eddie Murphy? The two homeless guys.
Yeah, the two old guys.
Yeah. So
yeah, didn't they? They were in 2 movies. It was that one and something else, and they.
The Dukes, Mortimer and.
Yep. Yeah, we're back in business, Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other movie that they were in that they kind of
Coming to America?
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah, we're back.
In Trading Spaces, they have money, and then they lose all their money at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then in Coming to America, they're homeless.
Yeah, and then when whatever what is it? God, why am I spacing with names right now? Arsenio Hall, when his character hands him the money because he had to get rid of it because he was trying to pretend he's poor. And Mortimer, we're back in business, and it was like he just flicks like a roll of like a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Why can't we have something like that happen? You know?
I know,
Right? We could really use that. Oh, because Tommy's just gonna have a bigger toy collection at that point.
You're not
See a
wrong.
time lapse. Like, what would happen if Tommy got $1 million? You just see the house suddenly turned into this like gargantuan like toy museum.
He has the real BattleBot. He has the real BattleBot.
Yeah.
thing.
He's the host of it, his own like the BattleBot Nation network or something.
It's in the backyard.
There's still a lot. There's still a lot of land around me where I could put an airport hangar to put all this stuff in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We're gonna need walkie-talkies just to go to his compound.
The Tommy would be like, "I'll buzz you in, beep." Oh man. But yeah, dude, I love trauma films. I know they're cheesy. I know they're like like super offensive or whatever. But there's so much charm in those movies. Like the budget is so low and they do so much with it. I would say he's like the John Carpenter of comedy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Romeo and Juliet's really good too.
Yeah. There were so many of them that were just awesome.
Yeah. God damn. Now I gotta go see them all.
Because I think one of them, like the girl's like pregnant, and it like her chest like bursts open, and there's popcorn in it or some shit, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah. They have like silly, stupid moments like that in all of them.
And well, like when the hookers blew up, man, they were just mannequins.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, that was excellent.
It's just so great though. Like, those were so needed, but that was a needed like niche at the time because they knew that these movies didn't take themselves seriously at all, and that's what. Like horror comedies were so awesome, and Trauma Studios was like one of the kings of that, and they don't get enough of credit for what they did because all the magazines even at the time, and Benny, this, Draven, this, like Fangoria, Gorezone, all of them would always be Dick Ride and all the big studios. They would never give them the credit that they deserved. And, I mean, actual horror fans, they knew, like, because like, they're so famous for the Toxic Avenger movies, but like, just the other stuff they had. Surf Nazis Must Die.
Yes.
I haven't seen that one yet.
What was the other one, Benny?
The other big one I remember is Class of Nukem High.
Yeah, Class of Nukem High. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's another takeaway from what Trauma did, and I think a lot of people overlook it because they always think about the horror aspect that they have in most of their films. Is they did a lot of the early slapstick stuff that Monty Python was doing.
Yeah.
A lot of the same type of gags are definitely inspired by them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, look at the Toxic Avenger. Okay, he was the only one to get a cartoon. From Trauma. They ended up getting the Toxic Crusaders or whatever. Yep. And the tagline was literally, they're gross, but they still get girls.
Exactly.
I loved that cartoon as a kid. I used to watch that.
Yeah.
I even had a puzzle or whatever of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Lion Ratton, thanks for coming.
Hey.
Yeah, there won't be like something that comes along again. It was like Trauma Studios. Lloyd Kaufman was fucking great.
Yep. Do you ever see him with AVGN, the Angry Video Game? Yeah, like that surprised me. I was like, wow, he's hanging out with James
playing the Toxic Avenger games.
Yeah, and they were inventing new swears to describe how terrible the game was, like his own game. Oh man, God! 40 years from now, they're like, "Hey, you want to play the terrible defunct Assassin's Creed games you worked on? Sure, let me invent a list of how terrible they were."
Hey, Benny, did you ever meet Lloyd Kaufman at any of the cons you were at?
Yeah, he was at that same one at the New York Comic Con.
Nice.
He was at Horror Hound last year too, I think. And he was just like right outside the like I was getting money out of the ATM, and he was like chilling near there because that's where the bathroom is. And he was on the phone.
He was just chilling.
No, he's just chilling, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let him do his thing,
Hey, you holding that? You need some help with that?
Well, the 2 days that I saw him, he's like Sam Raimi. I guess he's always wearing suits, but he had like a wacky hat on or something. Can't remember what it was though. I was like, that was interesting. Yeah.
But he doesn't charge for his autograph. He's like, if you buy something that is at the stand, they'll sign it for free, basically.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man. So how long is it? When are you guys going? Horror Hound?
Not this coming weekend, but the following.
Oh, it's getting close.
Yep.
Take more photos than a Tokyo tourist.
Does it start on the Thursday or the Friday?
The Friday.
Okay.
Hey, while we're Draven, what was the other one that was kind of obscure that a lot of people like, but it caught on with a lot of people? Wasn't it Sergeant Kabuki Man?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
It was. Yeah, yeah. It was the Kabuki guy. I've only seen like him in the Toxic stuff, and I think I might have started to watch his like standalone movie, and then just stopped watching it.
Oh.
Hey, Sim Slayer, thanks
Hey.
for coming, and thank you for the sub. I appreciate that.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, man. Thanks.
The last one of those Toxic Avenger movies was really out there.
Yeah, it was.
Because he goes to Japan or some shit in it.
Yikuzo!
I think I only saw 2 of them. I haven't seen that many.
God, we need some trauma in our lives.
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
we have enough trauma in our lives. It's pronounced trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think I've ever. Is it like I don't think I've ever heard like growing up in New England if anybody's ever called it trauma like because like the Boston accent like the
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the practical effects, I think, for me, is what makes Troma.
yes
Oh yeah.
it's so disturbing and over the top.
It really is. It's great.
Like when Toxic Crusader flips out and he like rips off a dude's arm and I'm like hello.
Mhm.
Or Frankenhooker there like with those like as Tommy was calling them the chimera coming out of the
Yeah.
sludge in the freezer.
Oh, that was great.
That was so
The
disturbing.
boobs.
There was like that big mess that it was, and he had to keep it locked in there.
Yeah. Well, I like how when he was assembling Frankenhooker, he had like a cart, and it was just a stack of boobs in the cart.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's
no,
like
I need
sorting
another
through
one.
them. He's
Yeah.
like sorting through it. He's like, I need to pick the right ones.
Yeah, I gotta find the match. We don't want an innie and an outie.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it would look like the eyes of Hypnotoad.
I tell you what, the very end of that movie is something I could have did without, though.
Oh, you mean the Dylan Mulvaney scene?
The sleepaway camp.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they-
Did you just zoom away from the table?
Yeah.
That was much worse. It's like perusing the weirdos on Twitter. I
Yeah.
deleted it.
Yeah, dude. I'm being attacked by weirdos. Right? Again, like if it wasn't the April O'Neil thing, it's the fact that new Dungeons and Dragons movie is there's a scene they're gonna kill off the original Dungeons and Dragons characters from the cartoon in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, so that's the theory. One of the guys I follow, he's an author and he reviews books and stuff. John Douglas. He made a post and it was like, look what we just found, and it was like an Easter egg, and it showed a scene from the movie, and it showed like Uni, Eric, Hank, Sheila, Bobby, and I can't remember if it showed some other people, but it's basically the cast, like the little kids from the from the cartoon, and they're in this arena, and he's like, let me guess, something's gonna come and kill them off. And people are like, of course they are, and I said something like, I would be surprised if they didn't kill them off, because we need to destroy all the classics that people loved. And then this person just like started spurging on me, just like that time that I called April O'Neil and Oompa Loompa, like the redesign.
Well, even something that they come out with, like modern, where they try to do something even close to like slapstick horror stuff. I tried to watch last night, actually, that fucking Cocaine Bear movie, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? It was the absolute most boring, like just stupid thing I've ever watched. And there wasn't even much redeeming humor in it or anything. Like, I mean, this movie runs rings around Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
Because it was just stupid. I'm like, good God, can you just throw Elizabeth Banks off a fucking plane now? I mean,
Well, that's 90% of what they're putting out now. But I mean, when you're talking about like a decent horror, like when I went to go rewatch Frankenhooker today, before I actually watched that, something else popped up my feed on Tubi, and I was like, oh, this is horror related. I'm going to check this out. So it's pre-Disney, okay? Pre-Disney, it's Man-Thing sitting on Tubi. It's got all the Marvel, page turning comic things and everything like they did early on, but it's pre-Disney. And this thing, it wasn't the greatest, it wasn't a masterpiece, but it was a decent horror take on Man-Thing, and it actually wasn't too bad.
Well, I mean, you're right, Tommy, but it's just like this like subgenre, like slapstick horror, and that's kind of what they tried to get at with the Cocaine Bear movie. But Elizabeth Banks couldn't get out of her own way, and she can't write or direct a movie to save her ass. So it was an absolute failure, and I can see why. But it's just like you have to go back to this era to get into stuff where that was good. Remember, oh god,
The cheesier the better.
There was another good kind of like comedy horror type of thing, like Bordello of Blood. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
that was good.
Demon Knight is my favorite of those, though.
Yeah, but I mean, Bordello of Blood had more humor in it.
Yeah, it did,
and more boobs.
Yeah, and more boobs. Yes, Angie Everhart. God, Angie Everhart. But I mean, that was a ginger that everybody was happy for. But the thing is like, yeah, you have to really go back years to find to kind of just recapture that, because you don't get that in modern cinema or modern TV. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, you do get it, but you get it in such small spurts that unfortunately most people are willing to accept the garbage at that rate.
Well,
you would think when you get a knockout show, like just say like Cobra Kai, for example, because that's like, as far as I'm concerned, that is like the standard of how to relaunch a movie franchise and do it right all the way up until what we've seen so far. And they've knocked it out of the park. They've injected a little bit of the politics in it, but they didn't saturate it down.
Yeah.
They didn't force it on you like this is the right way to think. As a matter of fact, they beat up the agenda a little bit in that show while they were introducing it. And that's the way to do it. But unfortunately, we see so few of those type of shows that are doing it right that most people are willing to accept the garbage. This is the best we're going to get. So let's say that this is great. And I think that's what you get right now with a lot of these so-called Star Trek fans who are accepting Picard.
Well,
Overton window.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, we don't have the funny subgenres like that. You don't get like the ensemble horror comedies anymore, like you had back then. I guess the closest thing to that might be the new Scream movie, and I haven't heard anybody say
liked it,
that they're that over the moon for the new Scream movie.
I thought it was good. I seen it.
Real quick, I want to say hello to Stephen Ransom. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, hail.
But there is a lot of mixed thoughts on the new Scream movie.
Yeah,
a lot of people that didn't like the last one probably will not like this one.
Yeah, my buddy, he saw both of those and he said he enjoyed them a lot.
Yeah, I liked the I haven't seen the latest one, but the one before that with Nev Campbell, I really liked that one. I thought it was pretty good.
It was good.
Oh, sweet.
And the new one was just as good, I thought.
I mean,
I'm gonna wait.
With her not coming back to this one, though, I think it does detract from it. Just a little bit.
For me it does.
I agree. Well, it's like Rocky Balboa not being in Creed 3.
Well, if what's his name comes back in the next one, what's not Loomis, but the other one.
Shaggy?
Yeah, if he that like there's rumors and speculation that he might be the next one. If he comes back in the next one, they have to have Nev too.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong though, but didn't they replace her with Jenna Ortega or whatever? Like she's the new star.
No. That's the sister of the Billy Loomis's daughter.
Well, yeah, I still get it.
She's the main. She's the main girl in
this one.
In both of them actually.
Oh, she's in both of them. Okay,
she's in both of them. Yeah, and the sister is the one that is Ortega.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
What?
This is an interesting question from Stephen Ransom.
What's that?
He said he asked the panel. Well, he says panel. Been thinking about the comedy and modern action and horror. Is it possible that this is being done to subvert any lampoons and spoofs?
Well, my estimation, just I look at it as they're trying to stifle humor in general because
nothing's funny.
they don't it's all. If you look at this idea of wokeness now, Stephen, it's one of those things where they almost approach it as a religion. And if you mock it or poke fun at it or, do a send up about it, I mean, these people get really, really triggered butthurt, to use one of their words, triggered. But I mean that they really do. They go absolutely nuts, and then they want to cancel the creator of whoever puts it out. It doesn't matter that whoever created the parody or the comedy about it was hilarious. They want to go and cancel the person, and it's just it sucks because you effectively kill comedy that way. I mean, Will was talking to me yesterday because I asked him, I said, look, dude, you saw that History of the World Part 2. Is it even worth watching? And Will told me flat out, it's garbage. Don't even.
Oh no!
The trailer in itself showed me that it was garbage. It looked
Like,
so bad.
I watched a little bit of it, and at first some of it seemed okay, but then it just went right down the rabbit hole so quickly.
Oh, that's so
the
heartbreaking.
trash.
You can see the people that are involved.
Mhm.
But bring it back to comedy real quick. I don't know if I can trust Draven's summation of the Scream movies, especially when it comes around Neve Campbell, because she could be bleeding on a tampon for the whole movie, and as long as she's in it, he's gonna like it.
Hey.
I kind of feel the same way though. I mean, dude, she's a hot.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Tommy always says to me,
Yep.
I'm the biggest Katie Sackhoff simp out there, and listen, I probably am.
Her and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Those were my crushes growing up.
That was why I watched Party of Five. By the way,
Same.
Well, if you want to see an excellent movie with Jennifer Love Hewitt, she did one with Ray Liotta and Sigourney Weaver. They were mother and daughter scam artists.
Oh yeah,
That's a
I
movie
remember
you'd
that.
enjoy.
Yeah,
Her ass looks glorious in that, and she's on all fours, and you'll enjoy it.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to the up top portion of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
Oh no, all around looks great, but there's a couple of scenes where you see her on her hands and knees. You'll be clapping.
Trina's over here. Why did I invite these terrible men onto my show?
Right?
Let's get back to Frankenhooker.
We're supposed to be talking about Frankenhooker. We're talking about how hot Neve Campbell is and Jennifer Love Hewitt's ass.
Let's get back to that wholesome movie.
Hey, thank God there's still some traditional men left. I love you, my brethren.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? I want to give a shout out to Tubi. Thank God that Tubi is there, putting all this nice toxic shit out there for everybody to watch.
I
Peacock
love
has
Tubi
it,
so
too.
much. Dude,
Peacock
Tubi is
I watched
free.
it on Peacock.
Dude, the Hebrew in me loves the price of Tubi, by the way.
Yeah.
But like, I don't mind sitting through the commercials either because it feels like it's like a legitimate television station. You jump on. In fact, that was actually how when Trina said, "Hey, we're going to be doing Frankenhooker. Have you seen it?" And I'm like, "I'm watching it now," and I'm like looking frantically, "Where the hell can I get this freaking thing?" And I was like, "Oh, look, it's on Tubi." Bam! Watch it.
And I don't have to spend one shekel.
Yeah, that's right. Not a single shekel we shared.
Yeah, I try to find movies. I try to find our review movies on Tubi or anywhere else that's free.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's kind of prominent is old school New York. Is like you could consider that like a character like back in the day.
Yeah. Original Ghostbusters was a love letter to New York.
Absolutely.
You remember the Warriors? Holy crap, that made
Oh,
New
the
York.
Warriors.
Like
And let's not forget Escape from New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Metal Gear Solid. I mean, Snake Plissken.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I
trying
think-
to. Oh, sorry.
And
I think I think basically we covered Frankenhooker. Is there anything else that anybody else wants to say about it?
Another thing is that scene where she comes out of the subway or whatever. They didn't really have permission to do that. They just did it.
They guerrilla filmed. Yeah, that's one
Yeah.
of the factoids. And in fact, if you go on IMDb, the first example of the cover for the VHS is Frankenputa.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I didn't know that.
The guy she like literally banged his brains out. He's like, "This is the happiest I've ever been."
It's Chris.
Yeah, that's
Well, now you know for the next wrestling thing, you can do this.
Yep.
I got banged to death by Frankenhooker.
There you
That's
go.
gonna go on my resume.
Oh, God.
That's glorious.
Well, I'm glad you picked this one, Drew. This was a good pick. I really like this movie.
Yeah, and this is one of those that just takes you back to that great subgenre of a horror comedy, and it's something that is sadly lost these days. And these are fun to go back and remember because they are fun types of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Did you say horror comedy or did you say horror comedy?
No,
That's kind of from column A.
if you
With
want,
Frankenhooker, it all works.
if you want WHORE comedy, just go on Twitter and look at some of the look at some of the broads trying to pass for OnlyFans on there.
Mm-hmm.
The last horror comedy movie that I can remember was Cabin in the Woods, and that was what, a decade ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. And we've gone away from it.
2011.
The way that the pendulum has swung so far to we have to go out of our way not to offend people is just absolutely ridiculous. That's why you can't get anything truly funny right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's part of comedy is being self-deprecating. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anything because you're just being a spiteful bastard.
Could you imagine these easily offended automatons trying to do a sequel to Frankenhooker today? It'd probably be the daughter of Frankenhooker, but who's going to have it? I would say it would be Jeffrey.
She would have blue hair. She would have to cover up, and
She would most
It would
importantly
be a Magic Mike gay one.
No, most importantly she would have to have Jeffrey's dong.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
Hold on.
And let's see, like they instead of filming her walking out of the subway, they'd film her coming out of a Starbucks.
Yeah. No, they'd have to make it like, you know how they always gender swap it. So the mom would be alive still. The dad, the Sham or the whatever the hell you'd call Jeffrey would probably have disappeared or something because even if it is a feminine body, it's still a white male head. So they got to get rid of it. And it'll have a son, and the son will be some type of like mechanized prostitute that will be like in a gay bar or something.
Yeah.
It's like, goddamn, guys.
Gay bar.
Yeah, I want to take you to a gay bar.
Okay.
Walking around
All right.
saying dirty Sanchez.
Trina's been regretting this since we started.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
She's
so
like,
sorry,
"Goddamn."
Trina.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wait, all of a sudden, hey, there's a knock at my door. What's going on? No.
We're talking Frankenhooker with 5 guys, and they went off the rails.
Yeah. Well, I could kind of expect it.
Yeah. Frankentrans, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
you roll
Yeah,
it
look-
you roll
I
it in
looked
the
up to
dirt,
see
it
if-
becomes chorizo, senor.
I looked up to see if there was like any like plans to do a sequel. I didn't find anything, so
No.
Yeah, I doubt they would.
I hope not.
The
I
ship,
hope not, because I think it ended well, and
Yeah.
sometimes sequels can just ruin things.
yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
dude, I want to get this Frankenhooker as a poster. The Spanish guy. That would be the funniest poster.
I have it
ever.
on Blu-ray, the Frankenhooker, because I got it
Nice.
last horror hunt that I was in.
Zorro doesn't like it when you mess with his girls.
Yeah, Synapse Films is where I got it through. They have a website and everything, so if you wanted to get it, you can get it through them.
That pimp was such a bad actor.
Yeah, he was so terrible.
terrible.
He was like the male version of the eye candy. That, you know, where they have like the girl. They're like, I can't act. You know, just stand there and look pretty. He's like this big dumb oaf, and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? We forgot to apologize to Chris for Soul Assassin is trying to help everybody out, but we apologize for the uncut version, Chris. We hope that you don't get offended by that.
And we also apologize if we offended any big dumb oafs out there.
I don't know. I you know, when they're uncut, I know it looks like a little aardvark. I don't know how you people can live.
Jeez.
Get your anteater away from us.
Yeah, it's so scary.
It looks like Watto's nose.
All right, no Star Wars talk. I'm putting my foot down on that.
She's putting the putty foot down.
What about Star Wars? What about that?
God.
Star Wars.
No.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
We have to get Wes to start doing this.
His
Don't
parody.
worry.
Oh, I missed his parody streams.
Yeah, the Star Trek one. That was
good. Those are so good.
Oh,
well, all right, guys. Should we wrap? I think we should wrap it up now.
Let's go around and everybody say a few words.
All right, let's start with Draven.
Yay.
Tell them where they can find you and what you got going on.
Let me put that there. Get rid of that. Anyway, so
Noir.
Hey, so tonight, at 10:30 Eastern, we'll be watching tonight's episode of Dynamite over on the channel. And then March 31st, we switch to that. We'll be watching Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor, which should be awesome. And tonight's show should be really good too. It's always fun doing these watch parties with everybody. And then it's also fun talking about some crazy ass horror movies, even the obscure ones like Frankenhooker. But thanks for having me. Always a pleasure, and I look forward to whatever horror movie we're gonna watch next.
Yes, thanks for being here. All right, Chris, your turn.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me. This was a blast. We got to talk about Frankenhooker. Yeah, I guess if you want to check out a fantasy comic book series inspired by the 90s and 80s Saturday morning cartoons with a bit of the old ultraviolence, you can check us out at infinitetailchronicles.com or head on over to Twitter and watch me get lambasted by a bunch of spurgs at Infinite Tail Comic. Or you can hit us up on YouTube on the Infinite Tail Chronicles channel and see all the little shorts we've been blasting out with little bite-sized bits of lore information. And
Awesome.
thanks again for having me, man. Or woman.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Yeah, definitely check out Chris's work. It's really great.
Ooh, thanks.
All right, Drew.
Well, hey, listen, folks, I'm just sitting here chilling with coffee as I always do, but glad that you guys hung out yesterday for United Resistance, and don't forget Sunday we've got the Midnight Prism coming up, and Coyle and Corey and I will be on there, and we'll just be talking about interesting things like artificial reality constructs, which you probably won't want to miss. Other than that, catch United Resistance on Tuesdays. And hey, sub to my channel if you're not subbed yet. It's youtube.com/Supreme Heretic. You know, I like to cover politics and current events and a little bit of everything. But, you know, the only way that we're going to beat the people that are trying to kill off society is to get the word out, and that's what I'm doing. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And Trina, thank you for having me tonight, my dear. I really appreciate it. I love coming on discussing the good stuff, the good old days.
Yes.
Because I miss them.
Yes. Thank you for being here. This is awesome.
That just scared the hell out of me.
Jump scare.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, guys, I got a bunch of great books. Yeah, you guys could jump on. I'm 5 away on Through the Woods from hitting 800 books sold.
Nice.
So if you guys want to jump on that, please do. Brightest Day just snatched one up recently. Same with City of Venus. I'm like I think 5 away from like the next kind of goal on that one as well. So yeah, well, the next big number anyway. So yeah, if you guys want to support that, that'd be great. I'm actually going to be headed over to World Class Bullshitters now. So yeah, if you guys want to tune in, I think it's going to be a couple of different comic book creators on there, and yeah, we're going to be talking comics. So come hang out. In the meantime, head on over to Vinny Art. Make sure you're subbed over there. We do great live streams. Tomorrow we should be talking about toys for a little bit. And yeah, Fridays and Sundays are usually when I do my big stream. So if you guys want to come over, we get crazy. Fair warning, there's plenty of craziness that happens, but also we're trying to find really good topics that we kind of hit and talk about in a different way, in a more genuine way. No one's trying to sell you on what you should or shouldn't be watching, but we sure as shit will make fun of some of the stupid stuff, but we put a spotlight on the good things too, and the stuff that we love. And that's why I love coming over here as well, because we talk about some pretty great movies, fun stuff. So far, what do we have? We only have like one bad movie that we watched, right?
Which
that
one?
vampire.
Yeah, I would say Frightmare.
Yeah,
was
Frightmare.
like,
that was it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Other
that was
than
pretty
that-
Bad one.
Yeah, other than that, everything
I
was
enjoyed
pretty
it,
damn
but
good.
it was still bad.
Yeah.
That's because it had vampire. Well, someone was supposed to be a vampire.
Yeah.
I'm a vampire.
I'm a vampire. But yeah,
Ah!
thank you, Trina. Thank you, everybody in chat as well. Make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment after the stream as well. That helps out the channels.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Vinny.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, good luck on the stream and good luck promoting your books. And yeah, anybody watching, Vinny, just like Chris, has awesome stuff. Check it out. All right, Tommy, your turn, Devil Pig.
It's just a shame that your guinea pig had to be a homicidal maniac like Jack Frost.
The devil pig is here, and the devil pig wants your soul. I want it now. No, and that is one of the things, like Vinny said, we're not telling you need to go out and watch, and we're giving you our opinion of what we think is actually pretty decent and might be worth a look. Always say that. Go ahead and give this a look. You don't necessarily have to watch it all the way through. If you disagree with the opinion, you didn't like it, you could say so. It's not going to hurt our feelings.
Yep.
We see what we think is actually pretty decent as compared to what a lot of the other shit is out there. And there's too many people out there willing to simp because somebody bigger said, you need to watch it. It's good because maybe they're getting a paycheck. Maybe they're getting like a free McDonald's burgers for actually shouting out these shows. Who knows? I don't care. But if it's trash, let's say it's trash. And a lot of these companies that have been cramming this shit down our throats, I am not going to suddenly start turning on and watching their shit just because somebody said, well, they made one good episode here. That is just not enough for me. You've actually got to show me a string of shows where you're actually doing it right to make me want to watch it. And this is why we go back and we watch some of these older movies, watch some of these fun movies, because this is fun to talk about. It's not sit there and be like everybody else and just sit there and I hate this because I hate this and I hate that. And that's no fun. And that's why what we do over here at the Guinea Pig Collective, we do the stuff with the battle bots, still trying to figure out how to run a live stream and actually do announcing at the same time while looking at a computer screen trying to answer questions. And it is really difficult, but having a lot of fun with that because it's something that not a lot of other people are doing. They're not just sitting there having some stupid fun. And that's what we're doing. We're just trying to have fun. So, guys, I want to thank everybody who's already subscribed to my channel. Everybody has come by here tonight and checked out Trina and subscribed to her channel and keeps getting the word out there for her because she's doing some fantastic stuff over here, talking about a lot of these horror shows, showing off all the figures that we love. Vinny and I do the same thing with the figures. Why? Because it's passion to us, because it's fun. This is something that I think a lot of these people, they need to get their heads out of their asses, and they got to remember why they got on YouTube in the first place, to have a little bit of fun. If you're not having fun, why are you even bothering? If I want to be upset and pissed off all the time, I can go out to a local Walmart and just get disgusted instead of listening to idiots on YouTube cry all the damn time. So, guys, remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. Thank you for being here, and I hope you all have a good one.
Awesome. Yes, and yeah, I want to thank Soul Assassin for the link drops. I modded you, not to give you a job, but just because I thought you'd be good for, modding the chat, and then here you are dropping links like a boss. So thank you so much for that, and thank you to everybody else who showed up. No matter when you show up, now on the replay, later, doesn't matter. I appreciate all of you. And thank you to my fellow panelists. This was fun. And yeah, hope you all have a great night. And next week we'll be doing Reanimator.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah. So hope to see you next week. And okay, so Soul Assassin is going to be a tyrannical Rick.
Nice. Yeah. Hey guys, make sure you check out Sim's stuff too. By the way,
Yeah, check out Natverse. Yeah, Natverse.
Sim's a great, getting really good with the animation and stuff, and he's already a great artist. So check out his work. He's another one in the indie sphere that is just absolutely killing it. Very talented guy.
We just had him on Sunday. So if you guys want to go watch that stream, go head over to my YouTube channel. We have a nice little showcase of his campaign and some of the beautiful, that animation that he did is fantastic on there.
Yeah. And as far as this channel, folks, make sure that you continue to support Trina, because I really do believe that she is an up and coming star in our YouTube sphere, and she has unique content, because you're not going to revisit the glory days with a lot of YouTubers out there. They like to jump on the modern. They like to jump on the now. And Trina actually takes a dive down the good old days of escapist entertainment and fun. Who knew? So easy.
And she stays away from Disney Star Wars.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for that, Drew. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just here to, I love horror, and I like the old school stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm here to do. And I hope
another thing, Trina, just like Vinny and I, you have one thing that a lot of these other people, when they're doing the reviews on the toys in particular, don't have anymore. Because I've watched a lot of these guys that I've watched for years, and they no longer have integrity. They are willing to sell out for whatever's brand new just to go along with the crowd. And they're willing to call shit that's garbage good. No, I'm sorry. You need to have a little bit of honor and a little bit of integrity when you're putting stuff out there. Give an honest review. Don't give them a shit review for a piece of garbage product just so you can get some freebies.
Well, Trina, anytime you need a panelist and you need somebody that looks like the golden child but can block out the sun, just call me.
All right. That sounds like a plan. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for a great night. Hope you all enjoy yours as well. I'll see you next week.
Later, folks.